Hello pattern lovers, you're welcome and welcome back. It's yet another exciting tutorial, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to go about this pretty halter or neck backless panel dress or pieces dress. So in this tutorial you'll be learning how to go about the pattern drafting of this beautiful dress that comes with a pocket also. And if you're interested, let me show you how. On my pattern paper, I already marked out a space for front and back, and I already marked the shoulder line, the waistline, and the gown length, which is pretty much what you need for this. I did the same thing for the back. I have the center back, the shoulder line, the waistline, and the gown length. And you can see that the back is 1.5 shorter because of my bust that. We'll get to all of that. So for the front, on the shoulder line, I'll mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then go down to my chest line, and on that point again I'll mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then use my straight ruler to connect it. Now we have the shoulder line and the chest line, just like this. Next, you're going to mark your standard neck, which is exactly what you need for this. Then you go down to your shoulder slope and connect from your shoulder slope to your standard neck width this way. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to get the midpoint of this line and go in there 1/2 inch, then come to the chest line and take my bust measurement divided by 4. I'm going to use these 3 points to make the armhole curve, and it's looking like this. Next thing now is to go down to my bust point line and the under bust, and I recommend that to contour your under bust a bit, since this is a backless dress, so that it conforms to your bust area. Once I'm done with the lines, I'm going to mark my bust span, that's the nipple to nipple, on the bust point line, on the waistline, and take it all the way to the gown length. Then on both sides, for the dart intake on the waistline, I'll be doing 0.75, which is 1.5 here. I'll take it down as it gets, then take it upwards to the bust point. Then I'm going to do 1/2 inch on this already existing dart legs on the under bust. And that is just how much I want to contour the under bust. Then you see that I'm not curving, rather I'm just taking it as a dart to the bust point line. Then extend the under bust dart to the waist dart, and this is what it's looking like. The next thing we are going to do now is to get the midpoint of this line, and once I have it, I'm going to connect it to the bust span, and then on that point again I'm going to go out to about 0.75, which is just my dart value for this shoulder area. I'll take it back to the bust span or the bust point line this way. Then I'm going to replace this dart, that's 0.75. I'll mark it, then start from this shoulder line and come down to what I used to slope the shoulder earlier. I'm going to take it from here to here, and then curve from that point to the bust width, just like this. Now it's time to take my waist measurement, and I'm going to mark the waist measurement divided by 4 on the waistline plus the 1.5 dart intake. Now coming down to the gown length, what you're going to mark here is your hip measurement divided by 4 plus 3 inches, and not the waist measurement. Yeah, it's still a controlled fullness, but yeah, I recommend that you do your hip measurement divided by 4 plus 3 inches on the gown length. Then I'm going to connect the measurement out this way. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to come down here to 1.5 for my shoulder slope and connect it just the same way you can see me do it here. Now we are going to mark the neckline really, and I'm going to be doing, remember I said you're supposed to be marking your actual neck width and your neck depth. So yeah, just go ahead and have the same thing here, and then you're going to just give it this neckline curve, because we are going for what we call O neck. So yeah, just give it a round neckline curve like that. Coming to the back, I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2, then go down to the chest line and mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2 again on that point. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to connect it like you see me do it here. Now I'm going to mark the standard neck width on this shoulder line for the back here. Then for the neck depth, I'll be doing just 2 inches, and also give it a round neckline shape. Remember, we are going for an O neck. So yeah, remember I said 2 inches and not 1.5. You need that for neckline like this. You don't need to use your standard neck depth for the back. Then for the shoulder slope, I did 1 inch and connect it to the neck width. Now I'm going to get the midpoint of this line you see here, because we'll be needing that later to curve the armhole. But before we get the bust measurement, I'm going to contour the center back here, and I'm doing 0.75. I'm going to take it all the way to the shoulder line, then take it all the way down just as it gets here on the down part. Now I'm going to start from this center back line, the initial center back line, yeah, and mark my bust span, go up 6 inches, and then I'm going to go down 6 inches. But you're going to mark your bust span all the way to the gown length. But for the that length for the top is going to be 6 inches. Then I'm going to just connect it like this. Then for the dart intake, I'm going to be doing half inch on both sides of this line this way. Now I'm going to connect it on both sides like this, and then I'm going to just take it down as it gets this way. Now I'm going to start from this center back contour line and take the bust measurement divided by 4 and use that as a guide to cover the armhole. That's like covering from that midpoint we got earlier to the bust width. Then I'll start again from this center back contour line and take the waist measurement divided by 4 plus the 1 inch that intake. I'm going to connect the bust measurement to the waist measurement. Then coming down to the gown length, I'm going to mark the hip measurement divided by 4 plus 3 inches. So here I have about my waist measurement divided by 4 plus the dart intake, then extra 3 inches. That's exactly what I have on this down part, which will also amount to my hip measurement divided by 4 plus the dart intake. I'll follow the center back contour line and add my zipper allowance of 1 inch. Just following that same shape, I'm going to add the 1 inch until I get to the neckline for the top and connect it like this. Then take it from that point all the way down this way, and that's pretty much about it. The next thing we'll be doing now is to come down here to 1 inch here, because you're going to connect this 1 inch below your actual chest line. Then here on the neckline, from the neckline curve or from the neck width, I'll come out 1 inch. But then we need to close in this dart before we connect. So I'm going to separate the two patterns like you see me do it here. Then I'm going to open up the waist dart. We didn't talk about the length, so the length is going to be from your shoulder to your actual knee line minus 4 to 6 inches depending on how short you want it. But use your shoulder to knee, then you minus whatever you need to minus to make it as short as you want. For me, minusing 4 inches gives me about 34 inches here as the length of the gown. I'll open up the waist dart all the way to the bust point, then slash through one of these lines like you see it here, apply my water glue, then place the slashed one on this same line you can see here, smoothing it out. Then I'm going to blend in the shoulder slope just as you can see it here. Once I'm done with that, I'm now going to repeat the same thing we were trying to do earlier, but first I'm going to come down here to about 3 inches from the shoulder slope. Then I'm going to place my curve like this and give it a princess curve just this way. Now we are going to just come out here 1 inch. We already marked it earlier, yeah, 1 inch there. Then I'm going to place my curve and curve it to the 1 inch below the chest line I marked earlier, and this is what it's looking like. The next thing we'll be doing now is to go ahead and cut this out. But in case you measured and it feels like this is going to gape, you already know what your body can do, yeah. So yeah, I measured the previous armhole curve, and I needed to, they're not supposed to be the same, yeah, but because I know what this can do on my body, I'm going to take out just half inch here. Yeah, just half inch. Already tighten the chest line and it's going to sit pretty on the chest, but for me to take it further because of my body, I just take out half inch. So yeah, we are going to be cutting this out because that's pretty much about it. I'm going to cut the center front like you see me do it here, and once I'm done, I'm going to cut this side, but then I'll have to close the bust dart so that I can blend in the side seam and before we cut it out. Then we're also supposed to match up this other dart so that one won't be shorter than the other one, and I just remembered. So match it up like this, then mark up the excess on this other side and use your curves to blend it back in before you now go ahead and cut the rest of the pattern out. And yeah, this is already coming out together. We already added the fullness for the side. Then for the back too, we are going to come down here 1 inch, then measure from the shoulder to that point, come to the center back and add about 3 inches to 4 inches to that. Or better still, start from your waistline and come up 1 inch or 2 inches depending on how low you want the back to be. Then after that, after connecting the back neckline, you're going to through these darts so that when joining you won't have any shortage. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. You are going to also take out about half inch here. Not also, you don't need to if you know that this can work for your body, but because of how pointy it is, that's exactly how it's going to gape on my body if I leave it like that. So I had to like blend this in by taking out about half inch on that side. Then after cutting it out, this is what we have. The next thing now, we are going to do cut out here. I'm going out here 1 inch from the neck width, then on the neck depth 1 inch too. Just pretty much follow the neckline curve and mark your 1 inch, and it's looking like this. Then you indicate the shoulder part. That is very, very important. Indicate the shoulder part and you cut it out and keep it safe because we'll need it later. Now we are going to concentrate on adding the fullness we need for each of these pattern except the side seam which already added the fullness for both front and back here. I'll bring in this paper and I noticed that it didn't get to the waistline, so I had to tape it down on this one that we have excess. Then I'm going to go out 3 inches on the down part on the hem, and then you're going to connect it to the waist, just the waistline. Don't take it all the way to the neckline, yeah. And then you're going to pretty much cut it out because that's it. Just 3 inches is enough to give you this fullness you see on the thumbnail. Except you want it bigger, then you're doing more than 3 inches. In fact, 2 inches, 2.5, it's okay. Then I'm going to repeat the same thing on this one. Since you already added to the side seam, yeah, for the side back pattern. So this one, I'm going to add my water glue here, tape it down, like, yeah, place it on this one just to hold them together. And then once I smoothing it out, I'm going to add my 3 inches on this hem. Just add your 3 inches, then you're going to take it to just the waistline. Because this pattern is short, you might mistakenly just connect it to the neckline, and that will be a disaster for you. Just connect it to the waistline, then you blend it in on the hem, and you also cut it out because that's pretty much about it. See that I added the 3 inches even with the zipper allowance. You need to do that too. Then we are going to add to this side and also work on the front pattern using the same method. So after I was done adding the fullness to all the pieces we need for this dress, this is what we have. We already added the fullness on the side front, yeah, the side seam of the side front while cutting it out, like while drafting the pattern. Do you understand? Then I added on both sides of the waistline, like you see it here. I did the same thing with the side back and also the center back. And these are all the pieces that you need, and it's going to come out like this. It's after joining them that you go ahead and trim it on the down part to make it just as round as you need it. So now we are going to add this one. Take that back neck piece and then tape it down here, like just join it to the front shoulder, and it's going to give you something like this. And you can see that whole neck shape. Yeah, imagine that this pattern was on fold, you will see the effect better. But then for the pocket, you're going to start from your waistline on this side seam, come down 2 inches or 3 inches. Then you create your pocket opening, cut out a matching pocket for that. You repeat the same thing on this other side. For each of the side, that's how you're going to go about it. Then for each pattern here, you're going to cut 2 pieces of it because you're going for 8 pieces here. That's why you added fullness even on the center front so that you cut that in pieces too. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for this tutorial. Go ahead and add your necessary allowance, and happy sewing. And I hope you found this tutorial very helpful. If you did, let me know in the comment, and I'll be seeing you on my next one. Bye bye.